Good morning, students. How are you all? Welcome to science class. Students, in this session, we will continue with the same chapter, chapter 3, structure of an atom. Shall we recall what we learned in previous session before we start off? Yes, we learnt about J.J. Thomson's theory and electrons and anode rays experiment, Rutherford alpha scattering experiment, and so on. Right? So, shall we start? Learning objectives. Students, in this session, we will learn about neutrons and a scientist who introduced neutrons, Niels Bohr, and then Bohr's model, and electronic distribution in chlorine atom, and atomic number and mass number, and then isotopes. So, shall we start? Rutherford noticed that atomic masses of different atoms could not be explained if only protons and electrons are present in them. He predicted that a kind of neutral particle with mass equal to that of proton must be present in an atom. So, several scientists did not agree with Rutherford model of atom. Why? Because an electron revolving around the nucleus should continuously lose energy. As a result, it should be gradually pulled towards the nucleus and end up colliding with it. If this should happen, then the atom would collapse. So, Rutherford's atomic model did not explain the stability of the atom. So, a new theory was presented to explain this. In 1913, Niels Bohr presented a model of the atom which is now called the Bohr model. So, the postulates of this model are, come, let us see. Students, actually Niels Bohr was the student of Rutherford's. And Niels Bohr was extremely interested to study the structure of atom. But later on, when he saw the Rutherford model, he was not convinced. Because according to laws of physics, if a charged body is in motion, it radiates energy. So, if electron, it is negatively charged, it moves around the nucleus. It continuously loses its energy and therefore it moves closer to the nucleus and hence it will collide with nucleus. When Bohr told this to Rutherford, he appreciated his student's work and asked him to study the structure further, and Niels Bohr gave his atomic model in 1913, and the model shows us all of the particles in the atom, and in the center are circles. Each circle represents a single neutron or proton. Protons should have a plus or P written on them. Neutrons should be blank or have a N symbol. In a circle around the nucleons or the electrons should have a minus sign or an E. Now, let us understand Bohr's model in this video.
You will learn about the Bohr's model of an atom. Prior to Bohr, there were a number of scientists who were working on the structure of atom. Rutherford was one of them, and his model was the closest model to the Bohr model of atom. In fact, Niels Bohr had helped to overcome the problem in the Rutherford's model of an atom. The Rutherford's model of an atom had a major drawback, that it could not explain the stability. It showed that electrons in an atom revolve around a positively charged center called nucleus. However, later on, it was found that any particle in a circular motion would undergo acceleration and thus would lose energy. So, the electron would take a spiral path and would finally fall into the nucleus and the atom would collapse. But this does not take place in reality. Bohr said that electrons do revolve around the nucleus, but their energy remains fixed. He explained that the energy of electrons remains fixed because they are restricted to some fixed orbits. Each of these orbits is at a fixed distance from the nucleus and is associated with a fixed amount of energy. These orbits with fixed energy are known as discrete orbits or energy levels. These energy levels are represented by the letters K, L, M, N or the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 starting from the center. So, the final model of Niels Bohr was similar to the Rutherford's model of an atom, which states that an atom consists of a positively charged center around which the electrons revolve. The only difference was that in the Bohr model, electrons revolve around a nucleus in fixed orbits with fixed energy. For his work on structure of atom, he got a Nobel Prize in 1922.
So students, now say what Bohr model of atom suggested us? Yes, Bohr model of atom suggested that an atom consists of a positively charged nucleus and the electrons revolve around it in special orbits called discrete orbits or energy levels. The energy of these discrete orbits remains fixed and these energy levels are represented by 1, 2, 3, 4 or K, L, M, N starting from the center. Niels Bohr proposed that each shell, that is energy level, can accommodate a maximum of 2n square electrons, where n is the shell number. For instance, n equals 3 for the third shell. This shell accommodates maximum of like 2 into 3 square is 18 electrons. This means M shell contains not more than 18 electrons. You know that neutral chlorine atom has 17 electrons. According to Niels Bohr, out of 17 electrons, the K shell accommodates 2 electrons, L shell accommodates 8 electrons and the remaining 7 electrons are accommodated in the next shell, namely M shell. Here you can view the diagram. So now we will know about atomic number and mass number. Atomic number and mass number. An element can be identified from a group by its characteristic identity card called atomic number. Students, you know what is an element? Yes, an element is a substance that cannot be broken down into any other substance. Every element is made up of its own type of atom. This is why the chemical elements are all very different from each other. Everything in the universe contains the atoms, at least one or more elements. So mass number cannot be used for characterization of a specific atom, but it also finds many applications. Atomic number is the number of protons in the nucleus of an atom or the number of electrons present in an atom. It is generally represented by the letter Z. For example, atomic number of oxygen is 8. One atom of oxygen contains 8 protons in its nucleus and 8 electrons in its shell. Now, how this atomic number and mass number is represented? Come, let us see. Students, the number of protons present in the nucleus of an atom is known as, yes, atomic number, and it also represents the number of electrons in the orbits. It is denoted by Z. The total number of protons and neutrons present in the nucleus of an atom is known as mass number. It is denoted by A. Generally, atomic number and mass number of the atom of an element are represented by a symbol X, A, Z, where X is the element. So, the value of Z is written on the left hand bottom corner of the symbol representing the element, and the value of A is written on the right hand top corner. The model of an atom has undergone further improvement, students, which you will study in higher classes. You have studied that the nucleus of an atom contains protons and neutrons. It is observed that if the atomic number changes, then the element also changes. Now, let us study about isotopes. Isotopes. Atoms of an element with different mass numbers are called isotopes. Example, carbon isotopes. The difference lies deep inside the nucleus of these atoms. All three atoms have the same number of protons, which is 6, and the number of neutrons vary. That's where the difference lies. How? We know that number of neutrons of atoms and the number of same element can vary. Such atom of the same element having different number of neutrons is called, yes, isotopes. Yes, students, we already learned that mass number is sum of number of protons plus number of neutrons of the nucleus. Since isotopes vary in the number of neutrons, their mass number also vary, right? So, the mass number of carbon 12 isotope will be 12, and carbon 13 would be 13, and carbon 14 would be 14. With this in mind, we can define isotopes as atoms of the same element with the same atomic number but different mass number. Students, here is a small video to how to remember atom number and atom and mass number easily. Come, let us watch.
Numbers of the first 20 elements. So it is a very easy trick to remember first 20 elements, the mass numbers and atomic numbers, but there are few exceptions and we'll talk about them. So let's write down first of all 1 to 20 elements in sequence: hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon, sodium, magnesium, aluminum, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, argon, potassium, calcium. Now these are 1 to 20 elements that are written in sequence. Now what is to be done is, people, just write down the atomic numbers. We know the atomic numbers for element X is written like this, XZA, where this is the atomic number which is written at the bottom, and A is the mass number, where A is the sum of protons and neutrons, where Z is the number of protons in the nucleus. It is also equal to the number of electrons in the orbit. So what am I going to do is, I'm just going to write down the numbers in sequence. Okay, so these are 1 to 20 elements written in sequence, and the atomic numbers are just the numbers in the sequence. Very easy to remember. Now comes the mass number, people. See, if you look at any even number, just double it up, multiply it by 2, becomes the mass number. If you see any odd number like this one, multiplied by 2, add 1, so double plus 1, so 17 2s are 34 plus 1, that is 35. That's it, people. In the same way, just write down the sequence. So here it should be an odd number, so double plus 1 becomes 3, double becomes 4, again double plus 1 becomes 7, then it becomes 4 plus 4 2s are 8, then again it becomes 11, then it becomes 12, it becomes 15, then here it becomes 40, it becomes 39, 18 2s are 36, again it becomes 32, becomes 16, 9 2s are 18 plus 1 19, 20, 23, 27, 28, 31. Boom, there we go. Now, see, there are only 4 exceptions that we need to remember. One, from this row is the argon. From here, we have 3, 1, then this is 2, and this is 3. Now see, people, this rule doesn't apply to these 4 because these are our rules which we have made, to remember the mass number as well as the atomic number. But in actual practice, when the God created these atoms, they had put some fixed number of protons, electrons, and neutrons, so we can't change them. So argon is basically Ar 1840. So instead of 36, you just have to remember this is 40, an exception. Then another exception is this one, that is hydrogen, that is 1H1, instead of 3 it is 1. Then over here beryllium is Be49. Then over here it is N714. So just remember, just mug up these 4 and rest all will fall to its place.
Students, let us summarize what we have learnt in this chapter. So we learnt about atom, and then structure of atom, what is atom and the structure of atom, and the postulates of Dalton's theory and J.J. Thomson's experiment and discovery of electrons, how he discovered the electrons, and then properties of cathode and anode rays, and Rutherford's model, like Rutherford's alpha scattering models of an atom, then Niels Bohr model of an atom, next fundamental particles and their properties, and next atomic number and atomic mass, what is atomic number and what is atomic mass, and then meaning of isotopes, for example carbon isotopes, so on. So students, go through the video once again and note down all the important points. Students, take care. Thank you.